For this set of notes, we're going to branch off of simple Mendelian genetics and see how rules can change. You have 23 pairs of chromosomes located in every cell of your body. The genes on your chromosomes control what your traits look like through phenotype expression. Some traits follow simple dominant recessive relationships. Some traits are more complex, combining to form completely new phenotypes or show both the dominant and recessive traits in the phenotype. Other traits require the help of multiple genes in order to fully express the phenotype. The first we're going to learn about is incomplete dominance. This shows a blend of both traits if both are present. Neither trait is dominant. So remember, incomplete dominance equals blend. That's going to help remind you when you're going through in the future of this level, when you're answering problems, blend, incomplete dominant. It's like mixing paint. Your first keyword is incomplete. So here's our example. In some flowers, the alleles for petal color are completely dominant. If both genes are present, the colors blend together in the offspring. So we're going to show a cross between a red flower and a white flower. Here we use two different alleles. So for parent 1, our red flower is big R, big R, and for parent 2, our white flower is big W, big W. This is because they're completely different. When we cross the parents, we get the combination big R, big W. And instead of seeing red or white, we see pink. This is what we mean when we say they are blended. The offspring come out to be 100% big R, big W, and the phenotype for all offspring is 100% pink. Let's look at another example. In humans, straight hair and curly hair are traits that have incomplete dominance. That results in hybrids who have wavy hair. So we're going to show a cross between a curly haired female and a wavy haired male. So our first parent is big C, and our second parent is big C, big S. Carry the alleles down for our first parent and carry the alleles across for our second parent. The offspring probability have a 50% chance of being big C, a 50% chance of being big S, which is going to relate to our phenotype of 50% curly hair and 50% wavy hair. Notice there's no chance for a straight hair child. The next we're going to learn about is co-dominance. This shows both traits if they are present. Like co-authors, both names appear on the cover of the book, or like co-pilots, both people are responsible for piloting the plane. A co-dominant Punnett square problem is done the same way as an incomplete dominant problem. The difference can be seen in the phenotype. On the right-hand side, you see the comparison. The dominant would be a red flower versus a white flower. In a co-dominant relationship, we see both red and white. In an incomplete dominant relationship, we see a blend of the two and we get pink. Your second keyword is dominance. Let's do our example of co-dominance. In cattle, neither red nor white hair dominates. Instead, both show up if present to make a color called roan, which is red and white. Let's show a cross between a roan bull, which is big R, big W, and a roan cow, big R, big W. So we carry our alleles for parent 1 down, and the alleles for parent 2 across. Here we get a mixed probability. Our genotypes are 25% red, big R, 50% roan, which is big R, big W, and 25% white, big W, big W. This follows the ratio of 1 to 2 to 1. In some cases, there are more than 2 forms of an allele for each gene, and this is when we have multiple alleles. In humans, there are 4 types of blood, types A, B, and O. The alleles A and B are co-dominant to each other, and the O allele is recessive to both A and B alleles. Your third keyword is blends. Let's solve a multiple allele example. A man with blood type AB marries a woman with blood type O. Show the possible genotypes and phenotypes for their children. So parent 1, parent 1, the mother, has 2 little i's for blood type O. If we look on the side, we see that the allele for type O is a little I. So we're going to carry the little i's down for parent 1. We see that parent 2, having AB blood, has the 2 dominant alleles for type A and type B. We have a big I with an upper A and a big I with an upper B. After solving for the Punnett square, we see the genotype is a 50% big I A little I and 50% big I B little I. The phenotypes showing a big I A little I gives us a type A phenotype. And the phenotype or the genotype of big I B little I gives us the phenotype of type B. Multiple alleles take some practice because there are several different combinations you need to remember. So let's do another example. A woman with type A blood and a man with type AB blood have a baby. The woman is suing the man for child support, but he is refusing to pay because he says the baby, who has type O blood, is not his. Is he right, or should he be paying? So here we go, parent 1, which is the mother. We have big IA and a little I. Let's carry her alleles down. The supposed father is a big AB, or has type AB blood. So in order to have type AB blood, you have to have both of the dominant A and B alleles. So these individuals will always have big I, big A, big I, big B blood. Let's carry his alleles across. The offspring probability has 25% being big IA, 25% being big IA, little I, 25% being big IA, big IB, and 25% being big IB, little I. None of those genotypes are little I. So therefore, we do not get a type O phenotype. We only get type A, type B, and type AB. So this man is correct. The child is not his baby. Your fourth keyword is codominance. The next trait are sex-linked traits. In humans, sex is determined by the 23rd pair of chromosomes, known as sex chromosomes. If you have 2 X-shaped chromosomes, you are destined to be a female. If you have an X and a Y-shaped chromosome, you are destined to be a male. Since the X and Y chromosomes carry different information, any genes found on the X and Y chromosomes are referred to as sex-linked genes. Your fifth keyword is shows. So let's do an example together. In fruit flies, the gene for eye color is carried on the X chromosome, which is a sex chromosome, making it sex-linked. The allele for red eyes is dominant over the allele for white eyes. If a white-eyed female fruit fly is mated with a red-eyed male, predict the possibility of the offspring. So the allele for red eyes, because it's on the X chromosome, you have a big X with a big R. And the allele for white eyes, because it's on the X chromosome, you have a big X with a little r. For parent 1, we have a female red-eyed. So because she is a female, she has big X, big X. And I'm sorry, she's not red-eyed, she is white-eyed. So we have a female white-eye, big X, little r, big X, little r. The male down the side, because he is male, he has only one X. He has a big X with a big R, and then his Y chromosome. So let's carry these alleles across in the Punnett squares. Okay, our possibilities. All right, we have a 50% chance of having a female with red eyes, and this is because she has one big R and one little r. We have a 50% chance of having a male with white eyes, and that's because the female passes on her X to the sons, which would make it a little r, little r. This would mean that all females born would have red eyes and all males born would have white eyes. Sometimes more than one gene may control the expression of a trait or characteristic. In this case, we look at polygenic inheritance. Eye, hair, and skin color, as well as body shape and height, are all examples of polygenic inheritance that occurs in humans. Your sixth keyword is both. This sums up our information on extended Mendelian genetics. We want to practice as we move forward through the level. Please let your teacher know if you have any help, and always remember to revert back to your notes.